Good afternoon, World History students. If you're watching this, you had trouble getting into the class or you were absent today. So I'm just going to go over a little bit of what we're doing today. If you were absent today, you may or may not know you have to do the Code of Conduct review in Canvas. It's set up as a course for you. So you're going to have to go to your courses and you have to do the Code of Conduct review. For seventh period, we are doing the Transportation and Conclusion section. However, if you've missed the rest of the day, you have to work through all the parts of all the different modules to get to that. It'll only open the next part of the module. All students have to complete the code of conduct. So make sure you get that done. If you have questions about it, just send me an email and I will try and help you with it. But you've got to complete that. We did a little piece each part of the day today. And then we're going to talk a little bit about legacies, and I'm having trouble finding it up here. Hang on one second. I'm going to pull up just a short PowerPoint because we're doing the other, well, maybe I'm going to. Because we're doing, I swear I had it pulled up. Aha, here we go. Because we're doing the code of conduct, I'm not really sure how much that's going to take. So we're just going to do a quick lesson on legacies today. And one of the things I think that students find challenging in studying world history is like it's old, you think it's boring, and you don't really appreciate history till it's a little bit too late, maybe sometimes to appreciate it. Once you get older, you start appreciating the history of things. And so, why do we study world history? Well, reason we study these different things in world history, like the Byzantine Empire, what relevance does the Byzantine Empire that we're going to start with have with you today? Well, there's some kind of legacy that each time period has left for us that makes it important that we study that particular time period, that particular group. There's something about the way we live our life today that relies on what happened in the past. And so that's really what we study in world history. So I like this little poem. What will my legacy be? What will the world think of me when I'm no longer here, when there's nothing to fear? What will I leave behind? Did I make you laugh because I'm so wild? Or do you think of me as a silly child? Did I help a wandering soul, or perhaps help someone reach his goal? And so as you think about the figures that we talk about, we'll start in the Byzantine Empire with Justinian and Theodora and Cyril and Methodius. We want to think about what are their legacies. Why in 2020 do we have to know about somebody that lived in the 500s? Why is it relevant? Why should it be relevant to us? And so what is a legacy? It's something that is handed down or remains from a previous generation or time. So think about what legacies have you been given, maybe by your parents or your grandparents? What's been handed down to you? And so that's part of it. That's part of your history, what your ancestors have left for you. Some of it's genetic, okay? Some of the reason you are like you are, and you can take AP Psych and find out all about this, is because of the genes they handed down to you. So there's a part of them in you. But also they leave you with things, maybe lessons. I was really fortunate to have all my grandparents when I was born. I had all my grandparents. And I just lost my last grandparent a year ago. So I'm pretty old to have had grandparents, until last year. I also got to know my great grandparents. So I have a strong sense of, history in my life. First time I've had to stop, I got a phone call. So, all right, so we're talking about legacy. Here's another, whoops. So I want you to think also about what your legacy will be. So what will you leave? A story of inspiration through your achievements, a fable of love through your affection, an account of devotion through your loyalty, a description of success through your diligence, a portrayal of courage through your chosen path, a depiction of wisdom through your experiences, an illustration of happiness through your humor, an image of resilience through your adversity, a report of wealth through your acumen, a tale of nobility through your actions, a myth of grandeur through your life of contributions. Okay, so think about what is your legacy going to be? All right. again, when, as I said at the beginning, when we study world history, we're really studying legacies. And we want to look at each thing. What did this civilization, what did this group, what did this person leave us? Why do we need to go back and study them? How does it affect me today, or my world, or my civilization that they came before us? All right. So think about what the legacy is. And I think if you can really grab onto, okay, here's the legacy of Justinian. When we talk about him in the next unit, he built the Hagia Sophia. He created a code of laws. All right. Well, guess what? We have a legal code. So the reason we study Justinian is because his idea of consolidating all the laws into a series of books and make a code, well, that's how our legal system is set up. And, that's the basis for the way we do our laws. So that makes more sense to you. So always think about when you're in the midst of this and you're like, oh, this is boring, I hate this. Why are we studying this? All right. There's a reason that we need to know these things. There's a reason that the state of Florida says every student should know this. Okay. And so let's look at the legacy. All right. It's something that's going to affect us, something that we need to know about our life. And, looking at the past helps us not make similar mistakes, or, it helps us stand on the shoulders and of other people that came before. And so today on the news, I saw that Sarah Palin had tweeted something to Kamala Harris. Harris has been chosen as the vice presidential pick. She's only the third woman ever. And Sarah Palin was the second woman. And she said, to Kamala Harris, you need to stand on the shoulders of the ones who came before you. So Geraldine Ferraro and Sarah Palin, the only women that had ever been picked as a vice presidential candidate. And so, again, they've left a legacy. Geraldine Ferraro was the first, and then Sarah Palin was the second, and now we have Kamala Harris as a vice presidential pick. So just keep that in mind, okay? We're looking at what did people do before us, and why do we want to learn it, all right? But I also want you to keep in mind, you're going to create a legacy. You're awfully early in your life to create one, all right? And so I want you to think about, what do I want my legacy to be? And so what you're going to do is you're going to go do a quick write and just put that. And so I made a Padlet. The link is on your exit ticket. That's your exit ticket today. And so go to the Padlet and then type in what you think what you want your legacy to be, okay? And that, other than doing the modules for code of conduct, that is really all you have to get done today. And then tomorrow we're going to actually make something. So your homework tonight, scrounge up some crayons, colored pencils, something you can color with, markers, whatever you got around the house. You do not have to go buy things. Keep in mind though, if you're getting school supplies, we're going to do these one pagers and you're going to want to put color on them. So, it wouldn't hurt if you hit the dollar store and got some crayons if you can. If not, yours first one may be a pencil drawing. It'll work too, but hopefully you got some crayons, highlighters, whatever you can color with. And then we're going to create tomorrow. We're going to create our first one pager. Okay, so have a great day. And it's Wednesday. It's a short day, so it's a short video. So I will see you tomorrow.